Thank you. Here with Dan Rosen and Chris Johnson. So it is officially official. Seattle has a franchise. What's the main takeaway for you guys from the press conference today?
The excitement, I think, that we were hearing from Todd Lewicki, from David Bonderman, that group, Jerry Bruckheimer, that excitement that it's finally happening. This has been a long time coming, and I thought it was interesting. Todd Lewicki referenced a 16-year window where it was, it took them 16 years to finally get a world-class arena, an agreement on a world-class arena. And you go back 16 years, like, why 16 years ago? And it was because he said 16 years ago is when they first started to say Key Arena wasn't viable anymore. And then he's like, we lost an NBA team, the Sonics. They obviously moved to Oklahoma City. They're well behind in concerts, and now they're going to have a world-class facility and a world-class arena and an NHL team. That excitement for the city is what I felt in this press conference today.
Well, and the fact to me, Dan, that they're willing to wait a little bit longer than perhaps they wanted stood out, because 2020 very much was what the ownership group wanted to deliver on. They took all those season ticket deposits. They wanted to give the fans something right away in exchange for their article of faith, build that momentum. But after talking with the league officials, they became quite comfortable with the later start date, and they will start in 2021-22. And they're already looking ahead to how can this help us. Yeah. And so, I still think it's possible they'll bring in a general manager as soon as this spring, and that person will have 2 seasons now of games to scout and preparation for the expansion draft. And so maybe this is people that understand that good things come to those who wait.
Very well said. And, with the arena and everything that has to be done, there was a lot of talk that they might have had to start on the road, which isn't the most ideal scenario for sports fans that have been waiting for a team for a long time.
Yeah, and there's no way the league wanted that. Like, the days of the Cow Palace and those things where they bring a team in just to jam a team in there and get it going, get the market going, those are gone. Like, if you think about Vegas, they were ready-made because T-Mobile Arena was ready-made, and they were able to do that. If you have to bring in a team, and say Seattle Center Arena is not available until November of 2020, now they're playing their first 9 or 10 games on the road. They can't have training camp at home because maybe their practice facility is not ready yet. That's all washed away by pushing it back. Now they can they can have a soft opening to the building. They can have the Seattle Storm, a WNBA team, play a season in that building. They can have concerts get going there. They can have the expansion draft in June of 2021 there. So there's a lot of good for that. There's a long runway, though. I mean, this is a long runway for them to get to it. So they're going to have to find ways to keep the positive momentum going in that market. And I think with this group, what I got today from them is they've got ideas.
Well, and anyone who's been around that Vegas situation, there's a lot to do, too.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a long runway in some respects, but I think that time will pass pretty quickly. I mean, you're still building an entire hockey operations department. You're getting your marketing up and going. They have to pick a name, team colors, a sweater, a logo, and in addition to that, get that arena built, plus their practice facility and team headquarters. I mean, I do think it's wise to take that extra time that they've been afforded here.
You mentioned the logos, the colors, the branding, all that good stuff. It's, one of the most important things for fans of this team and people in Seattle that are going to watch this team play. When do you think we can expect to find out that information? I know it's not going to be today and it's not going to be tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
soon. I think
it's got to be soon.
I mean, look, because you're trying to now build an identity. You're trying to sell what is this thing to the people. I think that there's actually a bit of a split already between what even maybe the owners want and what the fans want, and so they're trying to find that sweet spot. I like the Sasquatch because I'm on Team Fun here.
I love it.
I suspect they'll go with something maybe a little safer than that, but this will be one of the next conversations that's happening along with the arena construction.
Yeah, because think about what gets fans excited, what keeps momentum going. It's not getting shovels in the ground and building an arena. I mean, that is something that's important and it's essential to the team, to the organization, to the city. But what gets them excited is the name of the team, the colors, the buying the sweaters, feeling as though that team is theirs and being part of it. So I don't know, have a timeline. We were asking about one today. They couldn't really give one, but I think it will, like Chris said, be sooner rather than later, because that is another step that helps keep this momentum going until they get to 2021.
And of course, the announcement of this team does affect other teams, in particular the Coyotes with the realignment. Your thoughts on how they decided to go about that?
Well, they went about it with the easiest route to go about it, but the moving one team as opposed to trying to realign and move multiple teams around. The Coyotes move from the Pacific Division to the Central Division will be effective when Seattle comes into the league. And it's an easy move for the NHL to push the Coyotes to the Central Division. Number one, there's no daylight savings time in Arizona, so for the majority of the season they're playing on Mountain Standard Time. And Gary Bettman mentioned something interesting today. He said that the draw for the Coyotes is better against Central Division teams than it is against Pacific.
And they got time to get used to it. I don't think they're thrilled about this idea,
No.
but it's a couple years before they have to worry about it. And look, realignment's a mess when you do it on a big scale. This is the easiest solution.
Is it what you guys would have done?
I had a more radical plan in mind, but there's no way they were going to do my radical plan.
Well, I'm rooting for an all-Canadian division in addition to the Seattle Sasquatch joining the league. So when I get to be commissioner, everything's going to look all different.
Oh, I love it. Well, we got a couple of years to wait, but 2021-22, the Seattle blank will be officially playing in the National Hockey League.